Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am in the saddle tonight. I am like so stoked for this teeny tiny tattoo. Remember, what has been going on? Look at that. My timer started over. Let me just go ahead and pop on over here. So, what's been going on recently? You know what? Hold on one sec. Check this out. Go. Now I look more human. All right. So what's been going on recently is I have had a slew of like skin issues from like shaving, and reshaving and reshaving. So in order to keep the the chance of infection from being greater, I actually kind of moved more towards a schedule that would be like two tiny tattoos or like one medium sized tattoo, something like that. 3 times a week, pull out the needles and the ink and just, have a good fun time. But 2 nights of those being somewhat, oh, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah. Uh, you should have seen it whenever I had the handlebar. Like it was, man, it was close. It was really close, but yeah, my wife tried. She just couldn't take it. So and honestly, like I couldn't take it either. It was difficult. So I just decided to go with this look. Um, but yeah, so tonight is one of those shorter kind of nights. I say that it'll probably still end up being way too long for what it is that I do. So, because I do have, man, I'm talking like this thing is like this big, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So, the experiment that I'm going with this time is I'm actually going to try to use just kind of it's going to be black and gray, but it's going to be black and then one type of wash of gray. It's not going to be multiple washes. So, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Especially if you decide to grow that mustache, bro. Woo, it's gonna be rough. And you know what? Hey, thanks for like making the time to come. I know you are like super busy. So I really appreciate you stopping by and like saying hi and participating in this and digging my facial hair. Like you should see like the rest of my hair. It's kind of I keep saying I'm gonna go get a haircut, but I keep being like too lazy to do it. Too afraid to leave the house, more like it. But mm. So there is one thing. I'm going to step away. You guys are going to see me and my awesome moneymaker. Uh, but keep forgetting that I have keep forgetting that I have this fun thing. So what this is this is a it's a ring light, and what I do with it is I attach it to my microphone and I point it in the direction of where I'm going to be doing the tattoo. And that's how I get my two sources of light that really help me to uh, be able to tattoo without tattooing myself in the dark. So, just going to try this out real quick, make sure that my leg's not going to move. Cool. All right. So, I'm aiming for not the crotch tonight. Um, yeah, that's still moving around. I hate that. I hate whenever my I hate whenever my favorite professional piece of equipment besides the toothpick starts moving around. All right, so I have some very light. It's a very light stencil, but like I said, it's a very simple tattoo. So let's go ahead and look at it. This is what I'm working with today. If you can even see it, I don't even know, like just barely faintly. Anyone want to take a guess? Anyone want to take a guess? Go ahead. I'll wait because I know there's a lag because I have a bot that tries to tell me when somebody does hate speech or cuss words. No one wants to guess. Okay, cool. So it is money bag. It's a money bag because I really wanted a money bag right there. No, I've been working on some small sketches to kind of fill in this patchwork that I got going on. So I mean, you guys can see like I've got some medium size. I've got some other things growing into things. I've got all this stuff up here. right? And my other leg looks very similar. So I want to fill in as much of the spaces as I can, and saving room. Yeah, I know, right? It's super faint. You're right. But I'm going to fill all this stuff in. Probably I'm going to use this lovely spider here to be crawling on a web that actually joins all this stuff together eventually. But as long as I can continue putting some patchwork down, then that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, it is very faint. This is a very simplistic money bag. I do have some plans for it to make it a little bit more exciting, if you will. I think I can actually move the camera a little bit closer. Yeah. So this is on kind of a weird spot. It's very jiggly. It's not like the rest of my, like where I was working on my knees, pretty easy to get a tight spot. On my thighs, pretty easy to get a tight spot. This one I'm really going to have to stretch. And the reason that people do any kind of stretching or anything like that with the skin is to make sure, one, that you're not doing more trauma than you should be to the skin by having the needle bounce the skin around, because that's what it looks like. Like if you ever watch it like slow motion, it's like, and the skin's sitting there bouncing, and so the needle can hit in the same spots or around the same spots. It ends up like tearing the skin on a micro level. So it's not, that's not cool. That's painful. Ask me how I know. And then the other point is that, and I didn't know this. There was actually a scientific, like medical paper that came out that pointed it out, that said that hypodermic needles, like doctors that use hypodermic needles, and the whole industry is actually looking more towards something like a tattoo machine for injections, because the rate that the tattoo machine enters and leaves the skin is so much different than a needle entering and leaving the skin, that with some vaccines, like they have to push things into the muscle in order to get them into any part of the bloodstream. But with the way that a tattoo needle works, with it going in and out, so a needle pierces the skin with a hypodermic needle, and then whenever it heals, it's actually, there's like blood that comes up and stuff like that. With with tattoo ink, whenever the needle hits, it hits so fast that the skin actually, like the layer that holds the ink, sucks that in, and then it closes right behind it. That's why, like, you're not like cutting yourself open whenever you're doing a tattoo. Um, Whenever you run a line, there's not like a ton of blood and like you can peel that off or whatever. Like it's not like that, because the skin is actually sucking in the ink. It's pretty crazy. A little tattoo theory there. But the surprising thing is that in that paper, whenever they talked about that, and then they talked to experienced tattoo artists, the tattoo artists already knew this, and the scientific community is just now finding out. I mean, tattoos have been around for probably longer than vaccines have been around. Different cultures have used it, before a needle was ever really made, um, to put things into the body. So pretty crazy, pretty crazy. At least I thought it was pretty crazy. I thought, that's an interesting thing that, you know old Joe, bearded biker tattooist, um, who's been tattooing for 30 years, knew more about how the skin works than the pharmaceutical and medical industry knew. I don't know. I shouldn't be surprised, but it's still kind of surprising. So, all right. So I've got a fairly dark wash, and I've got a pure black for the outline. I'm doing the outline and some of the little tiny details as far as the money symbol and everything with a fairly large needle. This is still a round shader. I'm growing to love them, but I really like applying these bolder outlines that I've been using on the past few tattoos that I've worked on. So I want to keep that up. The problem is that there are some finer points. So I want to make sure that I don't, that I don't mess those up by making them too thick. So sorry if I keep reaching on over here. This is where my power button is. So, oh man, listen to that. Can you guys hear that? Here, I'll make it a little bit more famous. Yeah. Yeah, bro, tattoo science. Like who would have thought, right? Oh, before I get started, I'm gonna take a tiny bit of this lubricant kind of stuff and put it on here. Very gently, because I don't want to wipe away my stencil, because I suck freehand. Especially whenever it's like on something that's all bent like that. So, all right. How far is that sticking out? Probably far enough. Far enough. That's for damn sure. All right. Can I get it? Nope. That's longer. All right. Well, I guess we're going with one size tonight. All in. All right. So let's see. We'll start up here at the top. I can't really get a very good stretch, so I'm gonna shift my leg just a little bit. Try to find that line again. I'm running at a pretty high speed. Get out of here, dog. Don't worry about that, guys. She's she's been neutralized, so she is sterile. I know, that's not the sterile that they mean. Got it. Still, funny joke. Funny joke. So this is gonna look a little wonky. Mostly because I place the stencil as if my leg were extended. So it straightens out a little bit more that way, but yes, sir. Yes, sir. Getting the old money bag in tonight. Like I said, there's a couple of things that I do plan on doing to this. It's not just going to be an outline of a old money bag. I mean, it will be, but that's not all. That's not all, folks. That is not all. We also get to play with shading. Should be fun. I like working in a way that I can actually see my lines. I know that's crazy, but if you can't see the lines, how in the hell are you gonna make them nice and bold and fun? So you got to see the lines, which is why I have this other ring light. Yeah. All right. Enough of that. So you can see it's kind of coming together. Here I kind of missed the mark just a little bit, and that's okay. Because I plan on going back over this anyway. Like I said, I want to do like a really bold cartoon kind of outline on it. I've been working on. The only difference really between this one and some of the other ones that I've been working on is really the size of the needle. This one is a little bit, a tiny bit smaller. So mistakes will show through a lot more, but again, I plan on going back over it and kind of evening those things out. So, look, guys, it's the beginning of a money tree, not a money tree, a money bag. Wish it was a money tree. Wish I could grow money. So badass. I'm trying to get what they call that 3-point stretch. I have no idea what this dog is doing. Normally she just lays on the couch, lets me peacefully tattoo, but not tonight. Tonight she wants to be part of the action. Some of this is actually kind of difficult. Even though it's a small tattoo, it's got a little bit of difficulty whenever it comes to putting in a nice straight line because the lines are not straight when they're on your body and your body is bent at a weird angle. Guess you guys can see that okay. Now comes the fun part. This is the fun part. I get to very tastefully, gently draw a nice big S. I really appreciate a nice big S. Not too big, of course. I almost tattooed myself on accident. Last thing I want to do is just slow down, take my time. All be fine. There we are. Money bag. Actually, I want to extend this out just a little tiny bit. Not part of the original plan. Doesn't bother me at all. Cool. All right. So now that I have that in there, this is where I get to have a little bit of fun. So I'm gonna go and look and see what lines haven't been hit proper. This one right here comes up from curvature. Gonna take care of that real quick. Make sure everything hits the way it's supposed to. The problem with simple tattoos is that it's a lot easier to spot mistakes on a simple tattoo. And good Lord knows that I make hella mistakes. So I mean, you guys do too. Y'all have seen me tattoo, so all right. Let me see where we stand with that. So I do have like a line that's a little bit wonky down here. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bolden up these lines real quick. Okay, man, that's cool. I appreciate in spirit. I love in spirit. That's great. I'll take it. Speaking of, I've been watching some scary movies. Yep, definitely spirits involved. Dude, I love horror movies because they don't make any kind of sense like, at all. Even the scarier ones are like kind of over the top. Guess that's the whole point. So if for whatever reason I just decide that I don't like this tattoo, I can just erase it and start over. No big deal. That's how tattoos are. They're not permanent. I decide I don't want a money bag on me. What do I do? Oh, holding that thing up just a wee bit, tiny bit. Make sure I'm filling in that bold outline. No one likes it. No one likes a bold outline that's not actually bold. Ghosty line. Come on. No one wants that. Wheat. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using little teeny tiny circles around the area just to ensure that I am packing the area as much as I can with black. I'm trying to get to it before the line welts up too much. Um, I haven't really had a problem with this machine, though. For the most part, like this machine's like been really good about speed and needle throw and all that kind of stuff to the point where I'm not terribly worried about it like doing a whole lot of damage. Now this is kind of a softer spot, a little bit more sensitive. That being said, skin does react a little differently in these sensitive areas, if you will. And this is kind of a weird angle too. And some of this I have some, a little bit better control over than I do on other parts. So, what ifs. All right. I'll even this out a little bit lighter than I want right there. Not quite as curved as I want right there. There we go. Just making sure that I go all the way to the edge with these inside lines. Just about, just about. Money bag. Yeah, man. I'm glad you remember. But I'm glad you remember. He's all about that money. Yeah, because that kind of played into placement just a little bit. I don't know if you remember the scene where they were stealing all the money bags uh, while Prince John was sleeping. But yeah, kind of a homage to that, I guess. Using fancy French words. Homage. Homage, the layman would say. I know this because I was a layman for many years. Turkey Noodle, man, I know you probably can't hear me because you are busy with your campaign and all, but um, super excited to be working with you on a tattoo design. That was pretty sweet. Um, hoping that gets on your skin sooner rather than later. All right. Uh, I mean, I can show it to you. It'll take me a second. I mean, I don't really want to. I don't want to stop this just yet. I'm about to switch needles and go into the wash, probably. So, without further ado, let me go ahead and do that, and then yeah, I'll show it to you whenever I get done with this guy. So I'm doing something a little bit different. I pulled out a small. What is this? This is a standard needle size grouping, a 7 grouping, a mag. It's a straight mag, I think. So it's one of these bad boys. I don't know if you can see that or not. Hey, focus. Hmm. Yeah, there we go. So yeah. 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 And yeah, drunken botany wants to he wants to see it. So I might pull it out here in a little bit. So what I'm doing right now, in case you see me like reaching over, is I'm lowering the speed of the needle, and I am loading this mag up, and then this is where the fun comes in because I have no idea what it is that I'm doing with this thing. Normally, you can do all kinds of things with this. Most people go with packing color or shading, um, and that's pretty much what I'm doing tonight. Except I'm going for a really quick shade. Um, just trying to dig in there and then get out. And essentially, what this does is it beats up the skin enough to leave some ink behind, but it also just kind of runs with it, you know. I have to really tighten the skin down here for a second. And it almost feels like you're just kind of scratching, which is not great. It's not a great feeling by any means. But hopefully, I get a little bit of what they call peppering in, which is really what I want. I really want just a tiny bit peppering in here. Okay. Rinse. Yeah, right. A little rinse. See what stays, goes away. Hmm. Oh, I gotta go right up to the edge here to really get that to be nice and noticeable, I guess. Right up to the edge. And this is a wash, but it is a very dark wash. Right. That would be pretty fun, I have to say. All right. A little bit of this stuff just to kind of ease that swelling just a tiny bit. Go a little bit darker. Just a tiny bit darker. And yeah, that's actually not the most comfortable thing in the world, I will say. I've felt less comfortable things though, so I don't complain too much. Yeah. Whew. All right, bro. Thanks for stopping in. Hopefully you heard me say that. And yeah, gotcha. Kids playing Xbox is important. I'll see you later, bro. All right. So it looks like I got a pretty even shade on that. Pretty solid. Now let's play with this, shall we? All I'm trying to do here is give this dollar sign a little tiny bit of dimension, just a tiny bit, nothing too big. By dimension, I actually do mean some dimension. Like I want it to kind of poke out just a wee bit, just a wee bit. I'm gonna do something gonna drive one of you guys crazy, but it's okay. It's all right. Worth it. Okay, so money bag, boom, there it is. One more thing. Oh yeah, go ahead and work that out. Too bad. Outline's a little wonky. I'm going to fix that real quick. Whoa, put my needle in upside down. All right. Okay, there we go. Ah, that's better. Speed that up some. Thanks. I appreciate it. Not quite there yet, but I do appreciate it. I wish I could work on it like straight lead like this all the time, but I know like my back would just be like, "Why are you doing this to us? What have I done to you?" Oh, let's go a little bit longer. Yeah. I think it's because it's on a like a vein. So on the skin, it's on there right, but probably should have just went ahead and like busted out the 9, slightly bigger needle grouping to get that one done. But I guess that's cool. Yeah, right. It's a little bit weird. Can't. I know it's because it's on a vein. Get that the illusion of being correct. That, my friends, about as clean as that's gonna get. I'm good with that. Now let me rinse this bad boy out. About to make someone mad, probably myself. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, try to stay on the screen as much as possible. I really do. I know it's a little difficult. I do try. All right, need something I know better. What do you think? What do you think I'm doing? What do you think I'm doing, Turkey Noodle? Where am I messing up? I know better. Know better. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. That's all I'm doing. Not doing any more than that. As soon as I wipe that off, it's gone. Like, not, and I'm not gonna like, I'm not gonna like overwork it. Just used it for some highlights. As it heals, it'll look better. All right, let's see if I can get that a little better in the camera there. There you go. Not too shabby. Straighten out. All right. So give me 1 second to get my iPad so I can show you the tattoo. Okay, hold on. Mic is still on, so I can still talk to you guys. All right, let me see what's going on here. Get it pulled up. Let's glory. All right. I hope it's glory. So I'll try to show it to you. It's going to be kind of difficult because it is on an iPad. So this is what I was working on. There we go. Goes pretty well. So yeah, that's it. Um, I'm gonna try to do. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to put the outline on some fake skin. I don't have very large fake skin, so um, there are some tiny little details on there. Hopefully, I can get in. Um, and yeah, that'll be that. Like, I don't plan on. I mean, I can definitely. I'll try to shade it and get it all worked out and everything. If for nothing else, it'll be a good portfolio piece. Should I decide to use anything? How big would that be? So it can be sized pretty much as large or small as you would want it. Um, I think that the larger you go, of course, the more painful. And and then your placement's kind of limited as well. But I mean, technically I could shrink that down to the size of a quarter, but you're not going to be able to see anything. I'm kind of comfortable with working with something that's about yay big around. You looked away. Hold on. Don't don't go anywhere, and I'll show you. Right? Just I even held it up there for a second. Um, Here you go. I guess it's more like that, but but yeah, it would be. I'm gonna have to do it. Like the fake skin that I have is pretty small, you know, this size. So it would have to fit on here. That's why I'm saying like maybe like that big or something. Okay, cool. Yeah. And this is not the best stuff, so I've actually used this. I've used this one, and like I've tried to wipe stuff off of it. It's pretty difficult to come off. So the fake skin will look pretty messy. It's not going to be accurate, but it is pretty. It does get a nice weathered look, as you're wiping it and stuff. So I can't complain. Like it fits the budget, and yeah, so it's pretty rad. But anyway, Get back over here. One more shot with this in the screen there, as I apply copious amounts of stuff. I mean, like large amount. We're gonna cover it. Really thick amount of that stuff. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, pretty quick one. Not too long. I did get to practice a little bit of I guess spit shading. It should be a little bit clearer whenever it starts healing up, and being able to put in a highlight as well without overworking the skin. So thanks you guys for showing up. I really appreciate it as always. Like I said, many a time I could do this without you guys, but it'd be a long, boring process. So I would rather not. So 90% of me says I can't really do this without you guys showing up and giving some support. So I appreciate it, and thanks for the time and the attention. And I will see you guys probably on Monday. Definitely not Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. That's when I spend time with my family. Yeah, man, definitely. Like, shoot me a message, and I can send you a couple of other small things that I've been working on just today. Got some cool little tiny things to throw down. So yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, good night, and I will talk to y'all Monday. Later.